For more than a century, one name stands at the forefront of farming innovation: Claas. Born in 1913 from a single-family vision, Claas has grown into the world's leading family-owned agriculture equipment company, driven by generations of ingenuity, precision engineering, and an unwavering commitment to farmers. From the heart of Germany to cutting-edge plants in France to state-of-the-art production in Omaha, Nebraska, Claas blends European engineering excellence with a deep commitment to North American agriculture. Coming up, we'll explore the legacy, the innovation, and the advantage of a company built to serve farmers like no other. This is Claas, made for more. Since 1913, Claas Innovation was destined to find its home here in the wide open fields of North America, where each new harvest writes the next chapter of the Claas story. We've come to know the name and the people behind it, from early beginnings through decades of family leadership, rooted in progress and the pursuit of better harvests. Now the legacy continues in North America, where every farm is different, every acre demands something new, and every machine must be better than the last. It's a purpose and a promise, carried forward by a company still owned and guided by the Claas family. It's a generational legacy, just like farming itself. Farming, agriculture, usually it's passed down generationally, and it's getting harder for that to happen, but this company is unique because it is still family-owned. Why do you think that resonates with farmers and ranchers across the globe so well?
Because I can relate. That's why. I mean, it's a different talk. And that's customers, but that's also partners, as I said, because most of them, or many of them, are also family businesses. And you have a different approach. The other thing that we've been concentrating on very hard in the past 15 years is to improve the product for this market.
US farmers need bigger machines, they need heavier machines, they need more hydraulic power. This is built in this machine, this is built in our brand new forager, a fantastic machine that fits perfectly, not to European conditions only, but much more to US conditions. And this is why because we listened to a lot of customers. And this is of course a challenge as you grow. It's easier in the beginning, it gets a little bit more difficult when the company gets bigger, but I think we kept it and it's very strong and deeply in our DNA.
I think it's pretty important to understand that agricultural machinery is not a consumer good. So you do not buy it for fun. We know explicitly that at the very end, our machines need to provide for payback. So it is an investment for the farmer. It's fun for us, but it's an investment for the farmer. And I think that is a huge responsibility to develop valuable product.
We can provide technology that is adaptable. I mean, we have a basic European technology that we develop here, but we now deploy in Central Asia, in the US, in Canada, in Brazil, and it works there. And I always stick to the harvesting that's easiest to explain. Otherwise, I have to go all the machinery. But if you're producing a combine that can harvest 38 different crops, from grass seeds to corn to anything, you have to make it work.
And I think some of the Claas equipment that we've brought to North America really signifies not only the investment we've made in time, but also the listening we've done to farmers, not only in terms of beforehand when we're trying to concept a new machine, but during the testing phase, during the rollout phase. We've just introduced, I would say, the best forage harvester ever made, and we made the best forage harvester ever made before, so it got even better. And another one, and I like really big equipment if you can't tell, is the Xerion 12 series. Our entry into the four-wheel drive market, high horsepower, tracks, large cab, just really exciting. And we actually did the global launch of that product in Canada. That's a great big market for us, but we launched it in North America first, even before we launched it in the rest of the world. And I think those are really good examples, again, of how Claas is really kind of spreading not only the brand, but the great products that we have here in North America.
For Claas, great products are only part of the story. The true measure of success isn't found on the factory floor. It's out here, in the hands of the people who put these machines to work every day, feeding the world for generations. In Minnesota, brothers Dan and Brian Yolk have built their business around that bond, running a fleet of Jaguar forage harvesters that keep their operation and their community moving forward. Farming's been in your family for a few generations now.
Third generation.
Okay, third generation. So you guys know there's a lot of different things out there on the market that you guys could be using. So why Claas?
Day in, day out, they just work. So we're about a 3,000 acre farm. We kind of have two separate businesses, Alt Farms Inc. and then Alt Custom Chopping. We run an 8700 Lexion on the farm, and then actually use a couple of the Claas tractors, Axions on the farm, 6 Jaguars, actually 7 this fall. In 2006, when we bought our first Jaguar, talking to other custom operators, they basically said just look at the Claas, and we did and bought our first one and kind of never looked back. The dealer was a pretty huge part of that. The Arnold's family's been very good to us.
It's pretty simple, right? People work with people. At Arnold's, you know, we're a family-owned company. Equally, Claas is a family-owned company, and then also we work with families too. And that's kind of where, as long as you treat people with respect, they reciprocate the respect back, and you always try and do right by the company. You try to do right by your customer. My mission in, you know, as a salesperson coming out is to leave the farm in a better position than when I found it.
Behind every Claas machine is a support network that begins with a local dealer. John Butterly and the team at Arnold's have been there every step of the way, making sure their Claas equipment performs at its best season after season.
I look after the Jaguars here, and then also the Axion tractors that you see here behind my shoulder. I'm a little bit different than your typical sales guy because I got to work with Claas all over the world. So I've had a first-hand experience with what the Claas family is all about. And the thing that I like about Claas is the fact that they put the attention to detail, and then also working with customers like Oaks. Like the amount of times the engineers have been here to this farm to get the input from these guys to find out what they want in the machines coming forward. So like the new series, the 1000 series that's coming here, the guys have been here, they've done the research, done development of what the customer actually wants. And that's something that none of the competition will do.
Even with the most advanced and reliable machines, challenges can arise and downtime can happen. That's why Claas is constantly working to stay one step ahead, anticipating issues before they happen.
We can't afford downtime in this business, so we work very closely with Claas's technicians, and very good guys, know their stuff, very good people, and get to know them guys very well through the season.
Any one of my customers that say downtime is the most critical thing, right? And that's kind of where us as a dealer, we need to be able to spring into action immediately, right? And having the support of Claas behind us with parts and service and the resources, you know, to get the machines back up and going again, that's critical.
The fastest way to diagnose problems is through Claas Connect, which gives dealers and technicians real-time access to machine data.
Claas Connect is for end customers, for farmers, but also for the dealers to connect Ham with Columbus, with the customer, with the dealer. So it's bringing everything together in a very open platform to make use of data on a fingertip.
And with Claas Connect now we can do remote service. So a remote service, we can remote into the machines. Any one of these machines here, we can remote into it at Wilmer, remotely diagnose a problem so we can get the right part, come here once, as opposed to having multiple trips back and forth. So it's, again, leveraging time to make sure that we can get here, get the machine up and going as fast as possible.
The strongest partnerships depend on support that never stops. For farmers like Darren Luttrell in Olayton, Kentucky, that connection extends far beyond the dealership. With Claas FarmPoint, service comes straight to the farm, bringing the tools, parts, and expertise right where they're needed most.
Customers need service on their farm. They need the service where the service is needed. That was the moment where we said, let's be a little bit brave. Let's have a circus without a tent. Let's have a dealership without brick and mortar. We still have some buildings, of course, but the major focus is the right people close to the customers.
Darren, tell me a little bit about your farming operation out here in Kentucky.
Okay, we farm about 4,000 acres, mostly corn and soybeans. This is probably our 20th, maybe 21st year of having Claas machines. It's just incredibly easy machine to run. It makes a very average operator like myself look really good most of the time. FarmPoint team really takes care of us, so we really like it.
Well, you mentioned FarmPoint, and that's huge to you guys having an efficient operation out here, especially with your equipment. Talk a little bit more about that and kind of what FarmPoint does for you guys as farmers with the equipment.
It's new. With FarmPoint, they try to do almost everything out here on the farm. makes it really easy for us. The main tech that works on ours, he's not but a 20-minute drive from here to his house. The parts delivery is awesome. We can call and within, generally if they've got the part, we've got it within an hour. And so downtime is really negated. It just makes things easier. It's not only dangerous to move these things up and down the road with a semi, but it's expensive. So having these guys come out, it's a lifesaver in a lot of cases. Agriculture is a relationship-driven industry, more so than any other that I know of. It's knowing that I can call my tech on a Sunday morning and he's gonna answer. He may not want to, but he's gonna answer. And if I need a part on a Sunday evening, somebody's gonna answer the phone and they're gonna bring me my parts.
Supporting farmers like Darren takes more than a phone call. It takes someone who knows their fields, their machines, and their way of working. For Darren, that someone is Ty Winfield, his Claas FarmPoint connection and go-to expert. When people ask you, like, what is Claas FarmPoint, what do you tell them?
It is a new kind of dealership based on your farm. We don't want you to have to come to us. We're going to come to you.
Take me through the steps of what your day-to-day looks like.
Solving problems, going out in the field, machines are running. We've got an app on our phone and I can pull up a farmer's machine and figure out where it's at. I can look and see what kind of codes it's been throwing, if it's throwing any codes and how it's been worked. By doing that, it makes it so easy when a farmer calls to be able to find the machine without having to ask a million directions and what field and where they're gonna be at. I can just pull it up and go straight there. Makes the process a lot quicker. Any little question or problem they've got with their machine, they know they can just call. I'll answer the phone no matter when, and we can discuss it and figure out a solution to their problems they're having.
What would you say to fellow farmers? How would you recommend Claas to them?
It's an awesome machine and it's awesome people and they're very dependable machines. You're just gonna put more grain in the tank rather than out the back, and the people are top notch. I can't say enough. I've said it before, I would a whole lot rather see corn and beans in the tank than out the back. And that's what I get with these machines.
And that's what's important.
And that's what's important.
In Manitoba, Canada, farming runs deep, and so does the Claas legacy. Daniel Sanders is a farmer with a Claas connection that goes back to childhood, and decades later, that same respect for quality and innovation still drives his work today. Daniel, tell me a little bit about your farm and where we're at today.
Well, we're located in Manitoba, Canada. My grandpa had bought this back in 1947. My dad started farming here in the 60s. I took over back in the 80s, and my son's farming now.
Yeah, and here you guys are today. What do you guys grow here?
We grow canola, soybeans, and then for cereals, wheat and oats.
And I see we have plenty of Claas equipment behind us. Talk to me a little bit about Claas and why you started using them.
My dad's uncle used to have a Claas combine and loved it. And I remember as a kid, it could just eat crop like you wouldn't believe. It just was really, really good. So back in the late 1900s, late 2000s, we made the switch from what we had previous to Claas.
Across Canada, Claas partners with an extensive dealer network, independent businesses working together to keep farmers like Daniel running strong.
This has been a long journey for this farm specifically and others like it. With the talent that we have on the farms nowadays, they're so often able to help themselves. They just need a little guidance. And Claas is doing a very good job of making sure that our staff in the house is being able to help in the rural areas just by phone or text message.
Dealers Eric Braun from Ag West and Scott Chapman from Gen Ag share the same dedication to customer support and the farmers they serve.
Claas has been very diligent about making sure the customer is a part of their development. They have a very involved team. They're in the field together with us as a dealer and the customer. Like, we're proud. We're proud to be a Claas dealer, to work with this team. I think at the end of the day, relationship really is everything. To have a relationship with everybody within Claas and other dealers, to be able to call each other and lean on each other. Being family owned, there's a little more of a personal touch with the Claas family, and always has been, whether it's with the dealer or with the grower, producer, whether it's in Canada or in the US or worldwide. That's why they're separating themselves from the competition.
I also like it that it's a family-owned business. Like, this is the fourth generation. My son is the fourth generation on this farm. And you go to Claas, there's more meaning behind it. You put your heart and soul more into it. You enjoy it more because it's yours.
Your neighbors that are around you, do they ask you questions about your Claas equipment or why you continue to use them?
Well, there's a lot of Claas equipment around here now. A lot of Claas combines. We had a neighbor here. He was full John Deere and he switched to Claas at the end of his farming career for the last 2 or 3 years there because he liked what we had done and saw what ours could do, and especially in tougher conditions. If you get some years that are wet, like right now is a little cool and damp, that you can have that in the harvest time, is that you can go a little later in the evening because those Claas combines can chew the tougher straw better than some other brands. They do a good job. If you have a big crop out there and you see rain coming the next day or two, you have to get it off. You need a machine that can actually work and reliable and keep going.
For Claas, every connection made on the farm leads back here to Omaha, Nebraska, home base in the U.S. and the heartbeat of a vast coast-to-coast network committed exclusively to North America, all from humble beginnings in Europe so long ago.
Can you imagine for this European or, founded company, the strategic focus on US and Canada is exactly the same like Europe.
The facility, we did put it in place, we did start it up, and later we also made it the headquarter of Claas in North America, and we are serving the US, Canada, and also Mexico to a certain degree from that location.
To set the pace for innovation and growth in the Americas, one thing must evolve just as fast as the machines themselves. The people who run them. Because every new idea begins in classrooms, workshops, and test fields where knowledge becomes power.
We certainly have a lot of technician training, parts training, all those different things, because as the product evolves, that training curriculum is going to need to evolve with it to service the customer.
We know that the ag market is very competitive and Claas has some tremendous growth goals ahead of us, and we cannot be successful in North America without the support of our dealership network. So the service technicians, the parts counter employees, the salespeople, we owe it to them to support them in this journey of growth, and the Academy is one of the ways that we do that.
The next chapter of innovation begins at the Claas Academy in Omaha, Nebraska. Felicia Nicholson is head of North American training, leading the team that ensures learning never stops.
Felicia, a big part of the Claas program is the Training Academy, and you guys put a lot of resources and time and energy into that. Tell me about the Training Academy and program.
Yeah, so the Academy here in Omaha opened its doors in 2021, and since then we have had over 2,400 technicians on site participating in Claas training. The Claas Academy focuses on service, product, and parts training. And we have a variety of different ways that we offer the training to our dealers. We make sure that we really focus in on what type of training is delivered by what training method. So let me give you an example. We've got core e-learning classes available to our dealers, and the type of content that we put in there tends to be that really foundational knowledge that can be easily learned on a self-paced style. We also have virtual classrooms so that our dealers don't have to travel to Omaha or travel to Canada to take the training. They can be at the shop, they can be at their home office and still get some of that information, like the updates, for example, of the machines. And then of course here in the Academy is where we have most of our training, so all of our hands-on training happens here. So think about the complex machine movements, troubleshooting, assembly, disassembly, all of those things that you really have to have your hands on the machine to do is what we'll invite our dealership team members here to participate in. Last year alone, our dealership network participated in over 5,000 hours of product training. We have a commitment to our dealers and to our customers to be the best in their field, and the Training Academy is a big support of that.
As Claas looks ahead, the spirit of learning and innovation continues to grow, with a new research and development center taking shape in Nebraska, a place where ideas from the classroom and the field come together to design the next generation of Claas machinery.
Research and development is quite important to us. We spend a huge amount of capital and share of revenue in research and development, and this is probably the key factor for us.
I classify technology in two buckets. One's overt and one's covert. So covert is what we've had for years. It's our seamless automatic on combines that will turn a driver into an operator, all the way to overt, which is a driverless tractor. So we've got a lot of, I would say, things in the pipeline that are coming.
We also do innovation in network and how to approach the customer.
The next generation of Claas customers are the next generation of farmers, redefining what it means to work the land by staying connected, data-driven, and ready to master technology that can keep pace with their vision for the future. And that starts by inspiring a new generation to fall in love with farming all over again.
All of us in our, not only the ag equipment industry, but all of us in agriculture, not only have a duty, we have a privilege to talk to every possible young person we can about agriculture. New generations are looking at things slightly differently. They're looking at it in return on investment. They're looking at it in terms of time and money. And they're willing to look at different brands maybe than their father or their grandfather did. And that's exciting for us because it means that we have an opportunity to talk to them, but talk about the personal side of things, the family company, our ability to talk to you, to listen. So that part of it just thoroughly enthuses me.
That sense of enthusiasm for the future spans generations, employees, dealers, and customers alike. Young or old, first-time buyer, or lifelong fan, Claas has earned a lasting place in the hearts of those who live and work the land.
We had dinner with a customer. He said, with Claas, I feel like a person and not like a number. As a 70-year-old farm boy, had a little tear in his face. And what I'm always telling people is that all the efforts we do globally, be it in Hazewinkel, be it in Hamm, be it in Omaha, be it in Columbus, Indiana, this were all condensed in this tier because this person felt that we are all behind him. And we are not there to just make a quick dollar, but to have a partner for life. And this is really what we are doing. And we mean it like this. That's not marketing. That's how we work.
We've spoke to your employees and your customers, and they all have the same theme. They all talk about the commitment that you have and the service you provide to them. And I think that's very important from an employee standpoint and a customer standpoint. I have to ask you this, what excites you most about the future of farming and Claas's role in that evolution?
If I look at my own farm, I'm so happy at the end of the year when I think, hey, harvest went well. Even if we had problems, we had people stick with us. And for me, it's just exciting to see it. We really listen to the problems that people might have. And of course, you don't do everything right first time. Give us time. We'll try to make as much possible as we can. And we can support our customers in North America better.
The Claas story is still being written, a story of innovation, trust, and a shared belief in what the future of farming can be. In the end, it all comes back to the people, the farmers, the dealers, and the teams working together to move each other forward. Supporting farmers isn't just a promise. It's a commitment to grow, to innovate, and to stand beside them long into the future. Because in every way that matters, Claas is made for more.